What's going on? It's Michael with Walk the Path. I'm here today with Dr. Laurah Lukin, and I first got introduced to her through a run group here in Cincinnati. And from a friend, I'd heard a little bit about her story. So I wanted to bring her in today to talk about her journey and then talk a little bit about running. She's very big into running, and we'll get a little bit more into that in detail here shortly. Can you tell us a little bit more, I think just your views on fitness? Why is fitness important? Obviously, it's such a huge part of your life and your spouse's life.
Yeah, and that really helps, I think, with our relationship. We have like interests. I mean, part of it's, health. I mean, everyone says it's health, but it is. Mm-hmm. And studies have correlated, decreased breast cancer risks with, physical activity and stuff like that, and lots of diseases, like cancers or whatever. So it's a health thing. I feel, interestingly enough, less tired. I feel like I have more energy when I'm doing, my running. So when I'm running...
Well, take us through an average week. What's an average week look like?
So an average week right now I'm at about 65 miles a week. Okay. I'll go up to around 90. Okay. Before marathons. But so Monday I ran 10K and then I went and did strength class. Mm-hmm. You came to strength class at one night. Tuesday, 10 miles, easy. Wednesday I had a workout, so I go to the track. I did 200s and 300s meters, repeats this week. Then Thursday is a midweek long run, so about 10, 11 miles, easy. Friday I ran to work, which is 4 miles, and I run to work and run home a lot, so that was about 8 miles. Yesterday I had a tempo run, a 12K tempo run, which is about 7.5 miles. So tempo run meaning you're basically going faster than your marathon race pace. Warm for the cool down, so about 12 miles altogether. And then today we ran 15 miles for our long run. Awesome. So awesome. That's about where it is. It goes up from there. Okay. Sometimes I take Mondays off. Sometimes I'll run an easy 4. Sometimes I don't for 2 weeks. It just depends on what's going on. Whatever Larissa tells me to do, that's what I do.
Okay, so let's also talk about what do you do diet-wise, and what would you recommend to people?
I've done a lot of different types of things for nutrition during a race, and then outside of a race. I think that the most important thing that I have learned is I try to eat a very healthy diet, but that being said, I don't count calories at all. It makes me neurotic. I like to eat food, but I just try to eat real food. So I try to eat fruits and vegetables and healthy proteins and stuff like that. When I get into my training season, I try to eliminate a lot of carbohydrates. I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates. I get my carbohydrate sources from fruits, which are natural sugars, sweet potatoes, but no pastas. If I'm going to have any type of grain, I'll eat quinoa. I just try to eliminate that. And then I think that works really well. One thing that Larissa tells me that I think is very wise is that everybody's body is different for racing. Some people, when they race, need to be very skinny, and some people need to actually have some fat reserves on them. Mm-hmm. But your body is going to make that decision for you. So don't start freaking out if you don't have a certain weight. You need to train, and your body will adapt to it. So you have to trust that. So I try to use that as kind of my model. And I try to supplement. I do supplement for females. I supplement with iron, liquid iron every other day, and that has been a tremendous help, especially when I'm in the 80-90 mile weeks. It really helps me a lot with fatigue.
What are your 3 things that you think somebody should know to be a successful runner?
I think that one of the key things to remember is that rest and recovery is just as important as your workouts and as you're running. You can't run yourself into the ground without the recovery. You're not going to be able to do your workouts, and you need to do your workouts well to run well and to get that endurance, whether you're racing your first 5K or running your first 5K or you are trying to win a marathon. It doesn't matter. It's the same. So that's one. I think finding a support system, finding a buddy to run with, or finding someone who you can talk to about it, even if it's your spouse and you're checking in and being like, I ran 2 miles and I've never run more than 1.5 miles today, and they high five you. I think that support system is really, really helpful to have somebody to lean on to kind of share your successes with. And I think the other thing, the final thing I would say is that you never know what you're capable of, so don't limit yourself. Like you said, I never thought that I would ever be, trying to win a marathon in my entire life. But even 3 years ago, but you never know what you're capable of. So, shoot big and see where you land.
Yeah, and I love what you said about blindly kind of going into things. Granted, you can do your research and different things, but not limiting yourself. I think that's huge. I think that's great. What advice would you give to people on their journeys? Maybe not necessarily in running, but what would you tell them to keep moving forward?
I think it's the same with running. I think that a lot of the comments that I made they are running specific, but they don't have to be. Mm-hmm. I think that if it's, a career or it's a life ambition or goal or whatever, I think if you want it badly enough and you make it a priority, that it will happen. People make excuses all the time, and I think that excuses are kind of the pitfall to any dream. So just don't make excuses.
Awesome. And anything else that you want to tell people? Right. Final closing thoughts?
I don't know, just go do it and don't look back.
Awesome. Well, again, this is Michael with Walk the Path. I'm here with Dr. Laurah Lukin, and thank you so much for doing this interview. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. She shared a lot of good stuff, so again, look for her doing, 2:45 is the goal?
Yeah,
2:45.
Several years down the road.
Great. Thank you.